Scorpio, this is a life-changing November of 2023. You're going to experience, you Scorpio sun, moon, and rising signs, a complete rebirth of your identity. That's a lot to say in 1 month, but it's going to start this month. You're going to also have some really sweet energy coming through the sky this month to do with your finances, as if you are walking on a bit of a magical carpet ride courtesy of a Venus-Mercury narrative. Now, let's get down to the details to break this into like the month ahead and all of the details for that. But if you're new to my channel, my name is Lori Lothe, and I'm using the Western Tropical Zodiac, whole sign astrology, whole sign houses, as are all astrologers on YouTube, by the way, acting as if we're in whole sign house land. And also, if you want to like and subscribe and hit my bell for notifications, that allows me to continue to help you use predictive astrology to make your life a little bit more full of flow, ease, and grace, and to move in alignment with what the sky would want for you to happen. So does the sky agree with your life? Let's find out. So first of all, Scorpio, you went through that eclipse cycle. First of all, I'm having a day, guys. I did 2 videos. I complained to a Scorpio. Can I do that? I had 2 videos that had a not good lapel mic working. Then I had it all set for Yeti, and it defaulted off of Yeti without my permission. And so I've got crappy video sound, although Scorpio should get the good mic again. So there's my thing. And I just forgot to mention, before I tell you about this amazing rebirth of your identity that's underway this year, starting in November, let me also remind you that I have 2024 videos, 75 minutes each, one for each sign, and a PDF document to go with it, on sale as a pre-order now. You'll get the product, the video content and the PDF on the 3rd week of November. But if you want to buy it, the pre-sale price of 35% off, I will not ever have that price again. It's in the description box below. This is not material you will ever find on videos on YouTube. It's just privately sold every year. Come on. Moving forward, because I'm having a day. So, you've been through the eclipses, right? The eclipses have been moving through the sign of you. It's finally done. It finally started to wind its way off of your pressure cooker of reality. Self-know, deplete, and let go, surrender. And it started to finally wane in July. There's a last eclipse in Taurus in October, but it's mild compared to what you've been through. And that narrative is finishing. So you probably felt tired, lost, beleaguered, the plug got pulled, some health challenges, like a lot of your life felt like there was no steering wheel. Okay, that part of it's gone. All right. Yeah, the eclipses are now in your 12th house, and that's going to lend you, take you into a whole other kind of story, 12th house, 6th house stories. But there's a major, very rare event that can happen on a regular rhythm. I think it last happened in, 30 years ago. It's going to be in my deep dive video for the Scorpio Mars Cazimi. Mars is coming into the heart of the sun in Scorpio in November. This is a very profound reorientation of your identity. Now, because he's in dignity, it's possibly and probably going to be very good, but you're going to be carrying a Martian sword made out of Scorpio, something at a Game of Thrones metal. And you're going to be wielding that at your partner, at your career space, at your home, at your children, at your siblings, older and younger. You've got a sword in your hand over the next couple of years, and the beginning of that energy of who you want to cut out and leave in, and how you want to discern your next directions in life, that sort of truth, knowledge, and directionality by a scorpion tail by Mars, is actively beginning to emerge in the month of November as a beginning of a new beginning of a lot of energies in your life. We're going to talk about what that looks like, but before I do, let me just go over a big picture story for a second. This is going to be an energy that this month feels better than usual or different, because 3 planets change signs, and you will feel it as a breath of fresh air. 1, Venus moves into the sign of Libra on November 8th. Mercury moves into the sign of Sagittarius on November 9th. And then Mars will move out of Scorpio, your sign, on November 24th. So let's go into breaking that down before we get to this big deal thing happening in the house of you this month. So number 1. Certainly, when Venus moves into the sign of Libra, it's your bed pleasures of your 12th house. You may be looking for more sensuality and more fun at home, or more fun in the privacy of your home, more pleasure, more bed pleasure, literally. And yet she'll be in this 12th house for a long time, right? Relatively speaking, she's there from November 8th to December 4th. So what else can you do with that? You could have a deeper investigation of what brings you pleasure and whether you need to bring it into balance. Like my Scorpio rising sun may de-vape himself off of nicotine or weed or whatever he's doing. I think it's weed. So examples like that, you might like equilibrium eyes at pleasure that you need to bring into balance in your life so that it's not too much. Venus is going to also help you if you need to release an addiction or some substance abuse situation. She can be very helpful there. And at the same time, she's moving through your 12th house, Mercury. And if you make money internationally on foreign revenues and shores, international clients, or maybe a company that's international, then this can also up level your revenue from those places. But Mercury will also move into Sag and Aquarius. That's a good place for you for your earnings. Now, he's not in dignity. He doesn't have dignity in Sagittarius. He has debility. So this is where in the money, possessions, earnings, and buying and selling things, I want to buy a new sofa, I want to sell my sofa, pay attention to the fine print and the details, but he will be there November 9th to December 1st and can help you sell, but also market and message and communicate in order to make money. When he's here, he's in a broad whole sign sextile to Venus for most of the month, allowing you to create greater revenue sources from international places. Or you may also look at that as a really easy transition to removing some substance from your ingestion, Mercury, through new ideas or ways of understanding how you can get to the end point of releasing yourself from whatever substance you should not ingest. Mercury in your second house can be very negotiating energy, right? And what you might need to verbally negotiate November the 9th to December the 1st in order to benefit from Venus in your 12th house, negotiating with your partner, your sex schedule, negotiating with your, if you're single, now we'll go, you could find romance from a foreign land or a foreigner as we're a single Scorpio during this window of time. Okay, so Mercury can help you sell stuff. Like you want to get rid of a possession, which is wonderful, but make sure that you definitely have someone overlook the details of the sale or the purchase. Either one, purchase something you need or sell something you need during this window of time because he's not in great shape here. Now, the other thing I'd say is that I want to jump ahead before we dive into the Mars story, just to let you know that when Mars does on the 24th of November move into Sag, he's going to increase your passion, drive, and focus on making more money. But, and there is a but, between the 24th of November and the 1st of December, be careful because we also have a debilitated Mercury here. So you may be passionately excited about a new job or driving to apply for a new job, but please have your resume, have someone read it over typos, make sure that you don't negotiate without a kind of a discernment here. Don't give away yourself at too low a salary. These are possibilities that Mercury can miss the boat, miss the mark here, where Mars is just passionately driving forward. It's good for dental work. It's good for jaw surgeries. It's good for dermabrasion. Mars is in the second house in Sag, and with Venus sextiling the whole shebang. If you want to have any kind of cosmetic work done or dentistry or something, you're probably best to do it from any time that Mars is in your second, but I do like the sextile, whole sign sextile. So I'd say between November 24th and December 4th, those things are really positive. All right, we're going to go back now. Okay, we're going to go back to the big story, which is Scorpio. You're going to have a lot going on here this month. So I'm going to take you chronologically through the month, and we're going to really focus on November 14th to the 21st, where this big reset button of your entire life is happening. Let's go chronologically, all right? First of all, a couple thoughts before I chronologic you. Saturn is going direct in your 5th house of fertility, children, romance, sexuality, and creativity, and art and entrepreneurship. He's finally going direct on the 4th of November. By the end of the month, you'll feel more momentum because he's so slow to turn around. This is where all systems go to get that fertility plan going, to make the baby happen, to get those creative projects all coalesced, to submit them to a publisher or to a I don't know, wherever you put your creative stuff these days, a gallery owner or something like that. And as well, we have 2 lunations this month, and one is the the moon on, I hope everybody got the moons because I'm really at the end of a recording day. We have a new moon on November 13th in the sign of you. You're resetting your life for 6 months. This is a yearly event, so it's not a big deal. What makes this new moon on November 13th a huge deal is it's also accompanied with Mars and the Sun conjunction. But right now, just know that you're resetting yourself, a new beginning. This is happening at 20 degrees of Scorpio. So obviously, if you have your sun, moon, or rising, let's say, I give it 15 to 25 degrees of Scorpio. You're especially powerfully deciding to reset your career, your marriage, your home, your life, because a reset button in the first house of your identity as a Scorpio rising is a reset of all of the parts of your life. And this new moon is a reset there. But also, your sun could be a reset in the career, your moon, a reset in your home life, that kind of thing. Okay, let's go chronologically. Oh, I forgot the other moon. I definitely need to stop working today. On the full moon in Gemini, 4 degrees, is happening on November 27th. This is happening in your chunky money house of inheritances. It's full. It's bringing something to completion. Taxes, loans, credit cards, mortgages. Something is coming to a full light, like a spotlight in the 6 months that follows November 27th. However, because you started with a new moon in June, you might be really looking at how you need to finish up business here. So I'll use my son as an example. I think they were trying to sell their house and they didn't, and then maybe remortgaging. This is that kind of mortgage home kind of story. Because actually for Scorpios in January, if Pluto went to the 4th house, you may actually start to look at some really good, powerful situations to do with property, home, real estate, but also inheritances, legacy wealth, especially anytime in the next 2 years, starting in January. Next, we're going to talk next about the chronology of the month. On the 3rd and 4th of November, Venus will oppose Neptune. This is like I always say, the unicorn and the rainbows have mold on them, or something's not quite right. They stink. They're not quite right. You're getting disillusioned, disenchanted. Something's not quite right here. In what? Okay, where is this not right feeling? Still Venus in Virgo. She's, in Virgo until the 8th of October, and she's been there for 2-3 weeks. So Venus in Virgo is about your friends, your groups of belonging, your friendship circles, your elder sibling if you have one, things to do with your groups of belonging, the clubs the societies, the tribes you choose to belong to, the collection of people that you hang with by desire and design, not by circumstance. It's also your goals, dreams, and wishes for your life, and the great gains from your career. So Venus has been trying to improve your gains from your career in a sensible, practical manner, and then she hits this spell of disillusionment and disenchantment. Now, it can be unenchanting feeling November 1st and 2nd around something that's going on in your romantic life, with your children, with your creative projects, somehow fizzle out, or feeling that you somehow didn't get the full details. You were foggy or confused about what's going on with that child, romantic project, creative project, lover, and now you're going to see the light, so to speak. Then on November the 6th to the 8th, that same Venus in Virgo forms a very powerful power of love, power of money trine from your 11th house of great gains to Pluto in your 3rd house. Now, you could get some money from an elder sibling, which would be fine, or you may get some kind of power up around 3rd house things, travels, younger siblings, the online world, all the TikTok, social media platforms. And Venus in the 11th house is in a fame house. So basically, well, you're disappointed and disillusioned on the 3rd and the 4th, things could really pop in any creative projects that require attention of the masses coming through with a Pluto trine. So that's really good for the artistic, creative type. So no matter what form you're doing. Also, things to do with travel, with friends may emerge as a powerful opportunity for a transformative journey somewhere with some friends of yours, November 6th to the 8th, and I would take it if I were you. And you could profit from online stuff as well. Anything you're doing in the online virtual neighborhoods can really be super successful. Maybe even favors from friends that help you get more prosperous in your online power up. Now, November 11th to the 12th, this is Mars, the Lord of your sign, opposite Uranus. It's unexpected, surprising, maybe shocking energy, right? Mars is like in Scorpio, he's in the house of you, and he's opposite your Uranus in the house of your marriage partner, your significant other, basically, whether you're married or not, in the house of your business partners and your audience, clients, marketplace. He's in dignity, like he's in good shape here. And I know he's opposing Uranus and we should make it a bad thing, but it can just be shocking. Like, oh my God, like, something I did went viral into the audience, or, oh my God, my partner just proposed to get married to me. I don't know. You've got the sword in your hand. Now you're discerning, but with Jupiter in your seventh house until the end of May next year, you're trying to up-level your marriage, your partnership to like a marriage, an engagement, a moving in, a committed thing. You're expanding. If you're single, you can meet a really good partner, especially if you're a female. So there's a lot of goodness going on with Jupiter in your house of significant other, and they could become prosperous and wealthy. And that could be a part of what's happening. And it's a delightful surprise that they're coming into some prosperity or wealth as well between November the 11th and 12th. But if there's a shock or a jolt here, there may be an argument by some unexpected developments with your partner, spouse, or business partner, and it may rattle you a bit. And then the big deal, this is it, November 14th to the 21st, Mars and the Sun in the Scorpio piece of sky, your sky, travel together hand in hand, and they come perfectly together on November 17th, a perfect conjunction called a cazimi. That's the reset of your life in the next 2 years, and I'm going to do a whole video on this. You guys definitely need to be signing up for that or getting on the webinar or whatever, because it's going to matter. And well, the webinar is not announced yet, but there will be one. And in your story in that case, right? You don't know what's coming yet. You are resetting your life November 17th. Pray, meditate, tune in, do a journal, vision board, do something, because Mars is getting divine instructions from God about where you need to go next in everything: career, marriage, love, home, children, money, earnings, the whole kit and caboodle. This reset button orients everything in your life around. If it's just your Scorpio sun, it's going to reorient your career more likely, or relationship to a father figure, your moon, mother figure, or your home life or your domestic life, for example, or how your body looks perhaps. But this is definitely a big deal. So the other thing going on at the same time is there's a trine to Neptune, and this is giving it a bit of a glow, so even though it's still a big deal, Mars is dying in the heart of the sun, he's invisible, and then he trines Neptune. So Neptune's already invisible-ish, other realms. What kind of inspiration, dreamy things could be happening, enchantment, flow out of the house of art, creativity, the muse, inspiration, sexuality, romantic love, your children, or fertility from Neptune in that fifth house? What inspires you, flowing back to you. And you may download something. You may come up with some amazing ideas or divine downloads near that 17th of November. Mars is not visible until January the 11th or so. And he does become visible in your third house. And that's part of that video I'll be doing. And so some of this information that you're going to get, but you can't really understand yet from that cazimi, could be a change of neighborhood, could be inviting you to travel broadly and widely, could be making a big shift in how you operate in your virtual or real life neighborhood online. Okay, so get ready for that. But don't try to make any major action plans or decision plans, I don't think, until January, because with Mars, the Lord of your sky, invisible, even though he's helping you in various ways through various means, he's still not got his full visible output into the reality of the matrix to make it real yet. On the 23rd, 20th to the 23rd, he sextiles Mars in the house of you, sextiles Pluto. So yay, a powerful opportunity for travel, a powerful opportunity from a neighbor or in a neighborhood situation, a powerful, wealthy, lucky opportunity to do with your online world or with a sibling. And then that could be all kinds of things, honestly, because Pluto's been in your third house now. Scorpio rising, think about it that way, since 2008. It's a very old story. But how you transformed your neighborhood, your cousins' relationships, your sibling relationships, your connection to your communication and writing skills. My son is a songwriter, and he's improved his writing and changed his style of writing music. So think about what you write, what you communicate, and how this energy is so flowing on the 20th to the 23rd. It's really lovely. And cousins, siblings, and neighbors are figuring prominently in a positive way during that small window of time. And then finally, on the 24th to the 27th, as I said, when Mars on the 24th of November goes into your second house, for 6 weeks, he's going to try to make you ambitious and powerfully focused on spending money or earning money or both. Be careful you don't overspend, but earning money as well. And you're passionate about income, basically, or resources coming to you. And yet he's invisible. So keep that in mind. And there's this kind of like a frustration in the sky, where Mars at 24 to 20 to 24th to the 27th butts heads with Saturn. Saturn is in the house of your children, romance partners, fertility, pregnancy. Saturn is in the house of your creative projects and your entrepreneurial businesses. So with Saturn here, you may find that you are passionately wanting to go ahead and do something that's going to be productive and maybe earning money, and yet you come into this frustrating block. And Saturn's trying to be reasonable. Saturn's trying to be serious and realistic, and you're driving forward. So it's frustration usually. If you want to take a leisure trip, because leisure travel can be fifth house, you may find the money and resources aren't there, or Saturn's trying to temper you to look at the finances around that journey, for example. I wouldn't want to start dating somebody new and hope that relationship works out with a square between Mars in your earnings house and Saturn in your fifth. That will look bad on you for sure. Probably be a lot of money frustrations with you and that loved one, lover person. So careful with that as well. I mean, at a silly level, if you're single and you went on a date, you know, they made you pay the whole bill and you thought they'd cover it or something like that. But on a very bigger note, I mean, Saturn's making you serious and realistic about your creativity, having children, your own children, over the next 3 years, about your entrepreneurial stuff, about your romantic life. He can make it feel like having fun is hard, right? Or it's hard work to have fun until 2026. But if you're an artist of any kind or a creative, I don't care what, writing, music, painting, this is going to help you create really solid results in the next 3 years that you will, you know, stand by and look back on and say, I'm glad I did that. Okay, so that's about it, Scorpio. This is my last video of my recording on October the 10th. And by the way, my Patreon community gets it October the 10th or so, you know, so if you want to get all ad-free early access content from measly $5 a month, plus meetings with me, come visit me in my Patreon community. I just did all these videos, Aries through Scorpio, back to back. And I'm teaching an hour-and-a-half webinar in an hour. So I'm going to take a super chill pill and take a little bit of a break here and maybe put my feet up on the sofa. But please, please, please don't forget, try that that pre-sale offer of 35% off when you order the product before it's ready, but you get it delivered the third week in November, and you can listen for your sun, moon, and rising, buy the bundle, share it with friends and family. It's going to be one of my longest and most intense and beautifully done creations, and I'm creating that in a very calm way because I'm doing one a day, not 4 or 5. So you'll get like Lori, not with her frazzled energy. Thanks for listening, guys. I hope your November goes fabulous. So take care.